Before we start the class, please go through the slides which I am showing right now on my screen. Right? So, these things will protect you from the coronavirus, and that everybody knows also. So, go through the slides one by one. How to reduce your risk of COVID-19 infection. The first thing everybody knows: wash your hands, cover a cough or a sneeze with your tissue paper or sleeves, follow the social distancing, and stay at home unless you are not having any important work. Right? Now, as you know, the schools are open, so whatever guideline school is providing you people, you need to follow those things in school as well as at home also. Now, keep schools safe. These things you need to follow in your school. These are very, very important to protect from the COVID-19 infection. Please go through the slides. In this slide is showing how to wash your hand. That everybody knows, but this is the proper way to clean your hands. This is the proper way, like palm to palm, between fingers, back of hands, fingernails, base of thumbs and wrist. You need to follow these things in your daily life. Cover coughs and sneeze with your tissue paper, and after using that tissue paper, throw in dustbin only, and then afterwards wash your hands. These are the facts of COVID-19 that everybody knows. How to best protect yourself from the new coronavirus. These are the basic things which you need to follow everywhere nowadays, and this is the scenario, the current scenario in which we are living. These are simple posters. These are the guidelines which we need to follow every time, whether you are at home, whether you are at school. I hope these things everyone is following at home as well as outside also. Okay, so now after this we are going to start our class. So I hope these things are clear. So now come to the question paper, the second term question examination. Now in the question paper, the question number 1, from question number 1 we are going to start. I hope am I audible everyone? My voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, yes,
so now
yes.
let's start from the question number 1. Let's start from
Yes,
the
sir.
question number 1. So that everybody knows, in this the first question was, what is encapsulation? Right? So Abhisarg, tell me what you have written, beta. What you know about this? Define encapsulation. Abhisarg, unmute yourself and tell the answer. Abhisarg, beta, I'm asking what is encapsulation. Unmute yourself and tell.
Now don't tell me that for the last 3-4 months you don't have a mic.
To hide entity, beta, please tell. On this you will not get a marks. No sir, on PC. Okay. Okay, Shyam Agrawal.
To hide to hide unwanted entities is abstraction. Encapsulation is wrapping of data in function.
Beta, on this definition you will not get a full marks. This is of 2 marks. So for that, please everyone listen carefully. I am telling the definition on which you will get the 100% mark. That is 2 here. The encapsulation means wrapping up of data and method. So data and method, these two entities we are including a single unit. That unit has to be there. That is class. So you need to mention that unit. If you have not written the unit, that is class here, that means you are missing at least 1 marks. Is that clear everybody? Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope this question number 1 is, first part is clear. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation means wrapping up of data and method into a single unit, and that unit is known as class. This is the definition of proper encapsulation. Is that clear? Now,
Yes, sir.
my next question, the next question was define function prototype. Define function prototype. So the function prototype, like you have written int, I am just giving example, then I will tell you what is this.
So, the function prototype is a declaration statement of a function, right?
Basically, yes, I am telling better. Basically, the function prototype, it is the first line of function which tells about the function, okay, what is the name of function, what type of value your function is going to return, and see, this is the function prototype line which you write initially. So in this, the return type tells what type of value your function is returning. This one tells the name of the method, what is the name of method, and this parameter you can have 0 parameter, means you can have the blank, as well as the number of parameter. Basically this parameter tells on these variables or on these types of value your function is going to work. Is that clear everyone? So it is the first line of method which tells about the function, the name of function, what type of value your function is going to return, and on how many variables and of what type of values your function is going to work. Is that clear? Okay. So now the next question is it clear everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in the second question?
Yes, sir.
Function prototype?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Now, class 10th, see the third question was differentiate between sorting and searching. Many of you written very, different definition, like sorting is used to arrange. Yes, it is used for arranging. Basically, the sorting means to arrange data in a particular order, whether it is ascending or descending. Data means here the list of data, not exactly one data. Means multiple things of same type you can arrange in a particular order, whether it is ascending or descending. Whereas in searching you need to mention if if you are having the specific list of data and if you are searching particular thing, whether it is found or not, that is known as searching here. So like in class 10th we are having 70 students right now, and if I wanted to know whether Jayesh Khare is present or not, so what we do, we compare Jayesh Khare from each and every student name until unless you are not getting, and after comparing with all the whole class, if Jayesh Khare, then only we will print whether it is present or not. Is that clear everyone? This is known as the searching. The sorting means arrangement of data in a specific order, whether it is ascending or descending. Am I clear? Yes, bachcho.
Yes, sir.
In case of doubt, you can ask without any hesitation. Okay?
Sir, I had a question.
Yeah, bilkul beta, you can.
Sir, whenever we write a difference in suppose
Beta, please speak loudly.
Will be considered as a difference or not? So will writing an example be considered a difference or not?
Beta, we can consider, but in board C.
Amrita, it will support your answer. Example is always in support of an answer.
Got it, everyone? This is very, very important. See, in
Yes,
this
sir, yes, sir.
in this question,
So,
we are looking for a
We ask you to write an example along with the answer, because maybe if your explanation is not satisfactory, then the example helps in supporting your answer and you may get full marks.
yes. This is very
But
important,
if you
beta.
just give an example, if you just give an example, then it is not a surety that you will get full marks.
Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Thank
Good.
you, sir. Yes.
Now, just move to the next question, everyone. The question number 1, fourth part. The question was, name the function that needs to perform equality between two strings. So in this case, in this question, we can have multiple answers. One is the equals method that everybody knows. It is used to equalate. You can say for checking the string whether they are equal or not. We use equals method, as well as some of you have written, you can write compare to also, as well as the equals ignore case. So out of these three, anyone is, all are correct. So whatever you want, you can write equals, compare to, equals ignore case. The method names need to be right, not any other. The string method which is used to check whether the strings are same or not. Is that clear? Any confusion? Ayush Agrawal,
No, sir.
Jayesh beta,
No, sir.
Varchasva, Ambuja.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So this question is clear. In this question, we are supposed to write the function name only, not the prototype, not the definition of any particular working. Okay, only the function.
Prototype.
No, that is not allowed. That is wrong, beta. Only the name of the function is supposed to write in this one. Equals, compare to, or equals ignore case. Ayush, your was wrong. That is why I am telling you. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Question number 1, E part. Now this everybody has done correctly. Classify the following as primitive or non-primitive data type. Right? So now the first one was the Boolean, that everybody knows. This is your primitive data type. Second was your arrays. So that arrays everybody knows, it refers your reference data type, that is reference data type, right? Now the third was the double, again that everybody knows. Everybody knows that is primitive data types. I am using the short form here, primitive data types.
Reference can be non-primitive.
But your voice is not clear, Ayush.
Instead of reference, can we write non-primitive?
Yeah, you can write a non-primitive as well as you can write the composite also. Okay, so reference you can say the composite. Or you can write non-primitive data type, NPDT, right? This is a short form I am using here. Now the last one is the class, that again everybody knows, that is your reference data type or the non-primitive data types or the composite data type. Am I clear, everyone, this question? Now
Yes, sir.
okay, very good.
Yes, sir.
Now just let's move to the next question. That is your question number 2. So now that in the second question, the question was in the A part, int result. Then we have assigned the character constant, that is capital Z. In the question we are supposed to write the what is the value of result. So that everybody knows, whenever you are storing a character in an integer variable, so it always stores the ASCII code. So the ASCII code of capital A to Z, that everybody knows, that is 65 to 90.
90.
Yes.
90.
So the answer will be 90. Okay. Now, next question is, name the package that contains the wrapper class. So before we write the name of the package, you should understand what is wrapper class. Basically, the wrapper class is a class which is used to convert your object into the primitive data types and vice versa. So the the default wrapper class is here. The correct answer is here, the lang package, or you can say the lang, java.lang. That is by default, it is available in all the program, in Java program. This is the package which is present by default. Whether you are adding or not doesn't matter. It is always there. So in this only all the packages are defined. Am I clear, everybody? Any question you want to discuss?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Okay. So now the next question is, write the prototype of a function search which takes an integer array as an argument and returns a boolean value. So now look at here. So for that we will write the prototype, that is boolean as a return type, as in the question it is mentioned कि the return type is boolean. The name of the function is also given, that is search. So we are supposed to use the same thing. Okay. Then the which takes an integer array as an argument. So now see, the integer array we are mentioning as an parameter here. So now in the boards this question always comes. So it carries 2 marks, just simply 2 marks. So I am just telling the breakup of this. So 1 marks you are getting for this, the return type as well as the function name, and 1 mark is for the parameter. So if you have written this wrong, then you will get the 1 marks for the return type plus the function name. The function name is already mentioned in the question, so you need to write it. Don't think it is not required to write. You will have to mention. So 1 marks for that and 1 marks for this. So total you will get 2 marks. Is that clear, everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
now
Yes,
the
sir.
next question
Yes.
is, so the next question is, look at here, write the return data type of the following function. So that everybody knows, it starts with is a string method, and now basically this checks whether the particular string is starting with a specific letters or string or not. So this starts with, ends with, always return the boolean value. Must be in small letter, because in the question we are asking write the return data type. So if you are writing capital B, so in that case you will get 0 marks, because you need to mention the return data type. So the data type must be in small letter. This I hope this everybody knows, and again I am repeating, must be in small letter. And now the round, always return the whole number. So the return type is long, not integer. Please pay attention, because this round method comes under the class math class. This math, maximum methods which comes under this math returns the higher precedence data type, that is your long as well as your double. So here the round method returns long data type as your return type. Is that clear everyone?
Sir,
Yes beta, you can ask.
if the return data type is string, sir, if the return data type is string, then we will write capital S, no?
Yes, because string is a capital, that's the class name na beta, that starts with capital, that is why. Okay, any other question till now bachcho? Class 10 C, A, F,
No, sir.
any query? Okay,
No, sir.
so now let's move to the next one, the next question. So the next question is differentiate between is uppercase and to uppercase. Now see, this is also a very easy question. In class 9th also, in class 10th also, we have already discussed that the function which starts with is always return the boolean value, always, and whenever the is there before the function name, that means that function works on a single character. And now whereas in the other case, in this to uppercase, basically to uppercase means basically this method we apply on the whole string, and the return type of to uppercase is always string, and here is uppercase, return type is boolean. This is the one difference. And now is uppercase is used to check whether the character is capital or not, and whereas in to uppercase it is used to convert the whole thing into the uppercase. So these two are the basic difference. Works on a single character, on a single character, and this multi character, or you can say the string. Any confusion here everyone in this question? Any doubt? Okay.
No, sir.
Very good. Now
No, sir.
just move to the next one. Now see, so the next question was give the output of the following code. Now there were two strings, x equals to 200 and y equals to 199. So these are the string constant which we have assigned in x and y. So instead of character, we have assigned the numbers here, that is a part of character. Okay, so now this 200 and 199, these are the numbers, but we have stored in a string variable, and that everybody knows कि whatever you have stored, whether it is number or something else, we cannot we cannot perform any mathematical operation on those string variables, right? So in the next statement, what we have written, int a equals to integer dot parse int. Basically this integer dot parse int again we will discuss in the next class, but in short here we can say that this integer is a wrapper class. Integer is a wrapper class and this parse int is a method of this wrapper class integer which is used to convert. See, in the previous question, what is wrapper class? I have told it is used to convert a string into respective data type. So x is a string. So basically this x, you can say it is an object. So it is converting a object into a respective data type using the particular wrapper class. So we are converting this x into integer variable with the help of integer wrapper class, and under this wrapper class there is a method parse int, or you can say the parse float, or you can say the parse double. So these are the data type, wrapper classes method which is used to convert your object, that is your string here, into a respective data type. So like if you have stored like a 200 and if you wanted to store in a double type, so what would be the statement? Double A equals to double dot parse double. Rest will be same. And now in the next statement, look at here. In the next one, instead of this wrapper class, we are using one more additional method, that is value of. So this value of and the parse int both are having the same thing. Basically parse is to convert string into integer, and value of is what it is doing, it is converting the string again into the integer. Both methods are having the same result here, right? This is important. So we are having the alternate here. Instead of parse int, we are using the value of, which is converting the value of y, that is your string object, into equivalent data type. So ultimately in A you are getting 200 and in B you are getting 199 in integer. Then while printing we are printing directly 200 plus 199. So the correct output would be 399. I hope this one is clear. Am I clear, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any confusion, any question you want to ask? You can ask better. No doubt? Okay. Now, so we are moving to the next third question. Okay. So, let's move to the third question. Now this question, the question number 1, write equivalent Java expression for the given statement, that is under root square root of a again square root of t whole divided by c plus d. So this is very important and easy also, and every year this type of question you will get. So for that we are having the inbuilt method math.sqrt. Before that, if you want, you can use the double type variable, that is always better, like double k. Just ignore the writing beta, that everybody knows, right? Double k I am writing here and telling also. sqrt, this sqrt method always receive one parameter, sorry,
So why we have taken double K is equal to?
but see, we are supposed to store the expression in a particular variable. So for writing the proper statement, we need to use the variable in which we store the result. That is why beta, right?
Sir, is writing double K important? Like,
No, you can skip that part, but it is always better, because in the question there is no k is mentioned, right? So directly we can write math.sqrt, from here only you can start. That is totally up to you, but usually we write like this. Okay? And one more thing, wait a minute, chaliye khair, we will discuss that later. So now so what you will write here, a into math dot, again the same function we are going to use, that everybody knows also, and then t whole upon, within in the denominator we will write in bracket C plus D. In the denominator, the bracket is important because there are two variables mentioned, right, and one operator. So we need to put in the proper bracket. Is it clear, everybody? So this is the proper statement. This one. This is the proper correct statement. Is that clear?
Sir, if we do it in 2 steps,
That is
will it
also
be,
okay.
considered correct?
That is also okay. That doesn't matter. I am simply using in a single statement, right? You can write in 2 steps also. Even you can write in 3 steps also. That's up to you. But you know, in the boards we are having only 2 hours. So our our aim is to reduce the time. We don't have to waste our
Rastogi
time.
sir,
Yeah.
Rastogi sir,
Yes, sir.
I think they should write in one single statement because the question says write equivalent Java statement. So it is preferred that you write a single statement
Yes.
for this.
No, sir, you are absolutely correct. We always prefer write in a single statement. But you know, sometime in the council also gives marks on 2 step also. But must be correct. But the thing is,
The concept, हाँ,
we need to
you should
convert in a single
try to
statement.
write it in single statement.
Yes, that is always a preferable. Okay, बच्चों? But though sometime you people are not getting, sometime they are getting confused. In that case, you can use in 2 step or 3 step. But try to write in a single statement because the question is very clear. Write equivalent Java statement. So only one statement we are supposed to write. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Rajiv sir?
Yes, sir.
राजीव सर
हाँ सर,
सर
सर।
मुझे लगता है टाइम हो गया है, कहिए तो आगे बाद में कंटिन्यू करें.
एक क्वेश्चन और डिस्कस कर लीजिए, कॉल द वैल्यू, कॉल द रेफरेंस.
Okay, okay बच्चों, now this next question everybody knows what is the difference between the call by value and the call by reference. See, you have written the definition, some of you have written correct also, but what the examiner want in this question, you can write the call by value receives, works, in call by value we pass primitive, in call by reference we pass the reference data type. The second example, so the second difference you can write in call by value, the changes whatever we are doing on the formal parameter, they are not reflecting back to the actual one. This is very, very important line and you need to mention this. And in the call by reference, the changes whatever you are doing on the formal parameter, they are reflecting back to the actual. This is the main difference between the call by value and the call by reference. In the call by value, again I am repeating, we pass the primitive data types only, and in call by reference we pass the reference data type. This is the basic difference. And now the second difference is, in call by value, the changes whatever you are doing on the formal parameters, they are not reflecting back to the actual one. And in call by reference, the changes whatever we are doing on the reference data type, on the formal parameter, they are reflecting back to the actual parameters. This is the basic difference between the call by value and the call by reference. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the rest of the things we will discuss in the next class. I hope this much is clear, and in case of any query you can ask these things in the next class also.